I don't know about you guys, but my school has an extended winter break this year. Part because we don't have spring break and they are adding one of those weeks onto the beginning of this semester. And also, we're already home. None of my classes are really doing anything in the all virtual week, and my finals are kind of a joke for the first semester. So yeah, I have like 2 months plus of just nothing to do. But of course, I'm a workaholic and so might you be, so I'm gonna find a way to keep busy, learn stuff, and improve as always. And that's what this video is gonna be about. How can you, the college student, utilize your extended winter break to its maximum capacity? And for me, it's the perfect opportunity to step away from the academic or career prep that you're in and focus on more personal parts of life. Of course, you can also use this time to get ahead on academics or relax. And no matter what you do, there's probably a way that you should be structuring or planning your time. So in this video, I'm going to be going through all that as well as my personal plan. And if you guys could please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. All of that stuff really helps out the channel. It helps out the algorithm. I'm a small channel. I want to gain 100 or 200 subs by the end of the winter break, so you know, that's the goal I'm setting there. You'll learn more about goal setting later in this video, but let's just get right into this. So starting to the stuff that's kind of separate from your career or academics, but can still involve learning or doing work. Whenever I have a few days off, my first reaction is always to read a book. I have some great recommendations. 12 Rules for Life is the one that's coming to my mind right now. You can check out the last video I made for my top 5 book recommendations. But another thing that comes to mind besides reading a book is working on a passion project. For me, that's kind of interwoven with my studies as a computer science major, but I'm really trying to pour a better foundation for programming. This is involving some online classes from Coursera, EDX, and other platforms where you can find amazing classes taught by either top universities or professionals in their field for extremely low prices, if not free. So whatever it is for you, you can find a class somewhere for free or little to no cost to teach you something about something you're personally interested in. Or you already have a project that you want to really dive into, or you have a project that you've been procrastinating forever and now is your chance to get started. One of my biggest fears is regrets. So don't grow up and regret that you didn't do that awesome project that you were thinking about all semester. Podcast, YouTube channel, building a computer. These are some of the things that interest me. Maybe you wanna, I don't know, what do people do that aren't interested in tech? I don't even know. Make a pot? Like ceramics? Whatever it is. When it comes to extended periods of times where I know I'm gonna have an hour or so every day, I love to form habits. For me, that really comes in the form of my morning routine, which I'm gonna be going into later in this video. But finally fixing your sleep schedule or meditating every day can be really awesome habits to build in downtime so that when the going gets tough, you have those habits already formed and they can act as an anchor for the rest of your day. I have a video on the importance of sleep, and I think I have a video on meditating. If not, there's one coming out soon. And working out, journaling, reading every day, whatever habit you want to form you think would benefit you in your life, now is a great time to form it. You have 2 months, and scientifically, that's just about the right amount of time to do something so that it becomes habit. Preparing for the next semester might be an obvious one, but too many kids either don't do it or wait until the last second to do it. Most of you are already registered for most of your classes next semester, so if you know that 1 or 2 are going to be particularly difficult, then it's not hard to find the syllabus, the textbook, just the information for that class and get a head start. You want to be careful. You don't want to cannibalize the education that you're going to receive by teaching everything to yourself and then being bored in class. So I'm not advocating for that, although I've certainly done it before, and I can tell you that it does not work as effectively as you might want it to. Instead, get ahead, skim some of the textbooks that you're going to be reading, get a general idea for some of the concepts so that you know what you're getting yourself into and you know kind of what the mystique is. The fog fades from the topic. Another way that you can get ahead is just taking an extra course. I know for my university, we have a 5-week semester starting in January, and it's asynchronous learning, so there's no formal lecture hours, although you're gonna get assignments and textbook readings and all that fun stuff. And because it's broken into a 5-week time period, you are only allowed to take 1 class, but hey, I think it's a great opportunity to just get in those extra 3 credits. Maybe it lets you take a lighter semester later on, or it saves you in the end where you weren't going to be able to graduate on time, but then this 1 class you had you had the extra credits, and bam, you graduate early. I know for me, I plan on graduating a semester early by splitting those classes up across the winter and summer breaks. And for my university, I'm not allowed to take classes at other institutions, but maybe for you, your community college probably offers some courses and the credits could be applied. This one might sound weird, but learning how to learn. And you can do this with a few different books. Ultra Learning, the math and science book, the picture will be right here, that I'm reading right now. Highly recommend. There's some courses online. There's some great podcasts or YouTube video lecture series that you can watch, and I'm going to drop a bunch of links in the description because I think learning how to learn is one of the best things that you can do as a student, and really just overall. We're moving into a highly advanced technological society where new things are coming out every single day, and if we aren't able to learn and adapt with those things, then we're not going to be able to survive. So learning how to learn, learning more, faster is a great way to spend your winter. And if you make learning how to learn your goal, then more than likely that's going to take the form of learning something that you're personally interested in so that you can apply the principles that you're learning. The way that you structure your flashcards, study time, effort, all of that can be strategized to increase your learning. And by the time you get to your next semester, you'll be able to crush it, and your friends will be astonished about how much you get done in so little time. Not to mention how much your grades will improve. And another thing here is start applying to those summer internships. I don't plan on doing an internship this summer, but for those of you that are, and I would highly recommend doing an internship if you're not taking summer classes, then start applying. Apply to an internship every single day. Tweak your resume and your cover letter to each company that you apply to, because it really is a numbers game when you're just a college student. Go to your career center, talk to your parents, whoever you know that can help you on your cover letter and resume. Get help and then start applying. It's never too early to apply for these internships because a lot of the deadlines for some of the big ones were started and ended in November. Is it still November? I lost track of time when COVID started, but yeah, it is still November. A couple of days left. And before we get into my personal plan, the one thing that you can do this winter that I struggle with it the most is relax. Spend time with friends, family, hang out with those high school friends I haven't seen in a few months, and have a good time, I guess. Just do it for me. I mentioned before, I'm a tad of a workaholic, and I don't exactly get the same pleasure from social situations that most people do, but even I need to remind myself to just play a video game every once in a while, to decompress, and let my brain kind of go into that diffuse mode of thinking where you're not focused on anything. From a lot of the research I've done, relaxing is actually really important to learning and mental health and productivity, even if it feels counterintuitive. So it's definitely something that I struggle with, but hey, relax this winter, just a little bit. Especially if you're like a biochem major and you hate yourself and you only have these 2 months before you just go down the track of med school and you're doing non-stop grinding for years. There's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of a break. Maybe you can even use that break to travel. I have plans to go to North Carolina to visit family and Aruba on a family vacation over this winter break. And when you get an idea of what you want to do, you have the couple of hobbies that you want to pursue, the habit that you want to form, then how should you structure all of this? For me, it takes the form of a monthly calendar, daily to-do lists, and roughly thinking a week into the future with my plans. Nothing too strict. I do have it outlined in the monthly calendar what days I'm going to do what, just to keep me honest, so that there is kind of that long-term vision. But again, this is a snapshot of our lives this winter break before next semester. You don't want to commit to something that you're gonna have to drop the second the semester starts. Ideally, it's something that can either start and end in this 2-month time period, or you can start, put it down without losing commitment or letting someone down, and then pick it back up over the winter, next summer, whatever it may be. And that's why I think planning things out a little bit will let you grasp the vision of what your plans might be, and like I said, keep you honest. Have a schedule that you can check the boxes on, you can get that satisfaction, and you can also say, damn, I didn't do what I told myself I was gonna do yesterday. That's not good. Let's do it today. A tip from one of my favorite YouTubers, Matt Davella, is to never let yourself go 2 days in a row without doing a habit. So if today I skipped meditating because my dogs slept with me last night instead of my parents who they normally sleep with, and they were way too wild to sit still in my room for 15 minutes, then so be it, as long as I make sure I meditate tomorrow. And speaking of my personal plan, here it is. There's a decent amount of hobbies in the previously mentioned traveling that I plan on doing, but starting with what my morning routine is, because I really think it sets the foundation for my day and my life. I love when I have an open schedule because I get to go to sleep at 9 o'clock and wake up at 5 o'clock. It's solid 8 hours of sleep. I'm awake hours before anyone else is, and it is my time to thrive. So I wake up, I shower, and the first thing I actually do is I meditate for 15 minutes using an app called Headspace, which I would highly recommend. It is totally worth the money. I've been doing mindfulness meditation for about a year now, but I think I want to start experimenting with the Wim Hof method. I know they achieve some different things, but I just want to see what happens. And after meditating, I read a nonfiction or philosophical book. Right now I'm reading Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Racing, and this is really my time to make sure I'm kind of in that constant pursuit of wisdom. I set a timer for 25 minutes in line with the Pomodoro method of 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. So after that 25-minute timer, if I'm really absorbed in the book and I don't really have anything pressing to do that day, I'll keep reading. But if I am not in the mood to read, then once that 25-minute timer is up, I'm on to my next thing, which is breakfast. So right now I'm on a diet. I'm basically doing Tim Ferriss's slow carb diet from the 4-Hour Body. So I'm eating meat, vegetables, and beans 6 days a week, and I have a cheat day where I can spike my calorie count so that my body's metabolism doesn't adjust to a decreased calories. So after that I hit the gym. I do push-pull legs with cardio or HIIT workouts in between. And after that it's time to start my day, but there are still a couple of things that I try and do habitually. I keep a daily journal, which is basically just my to-do list on a physical piece of paper, which I find is mildly more effective when I'm going to be sitting at my desk all day than keeping a Google Keep tab open. And I try and do something for YouTube, whether it be planning a video, doing some SEO, researching TikTok, whatever it may be. I try and do something for YouTube, and I try and do some programming every single day, 25 minutes each. And that's not all I'm doing. Oftentimes I will go way deeper into the thing than the 25 minutes would have allowed me to, but as long as I make sure that I do 25 minutes a day, I know that it becomes a habit and I'm gonna keep pushing forward. It's something that I can commit to, and it's something that won't get left in the wayside. I recently did Jordan Peterson's Future Authoring Suite, and part of that is setting goals and identifying obstacles. And for every single one, the main obstacles that I came up with were time and discipline. Because I'm not a very obstacle-oriented person. When I think of an obstacle, I'm like, oh no, I'll just do this, that, the other thing to get around it. But the challenges are time, because there's only 24 hours in a day, and discipline, because that's all me. So by guaranteeing myself 25 minutes every day, that will often fall into hours and hours on each of these tasks, and that's good, but setting the goal low, 25 minutes, helps me keep the commitment. Then I am taking a winter class. I'm taking ethics, but that doesn't start till January. I mentioned the traveling already. What else do I have planned this winter? Jiu-jitsu, that really is a big one. I started doing jiu-jitsu towards the end of my last semester, and I found a gym near me that I can pick it up with. I did jiu-jitsu for like 5 years in high school, and I took a couple years off towards the end of high school, and I'm glad that I'm back. So I have detailed plans. I have every single move-ish that I want to make sure that I learn or refine or relearn, because I already knew it towards the end of these 2 months. And that's about it for my plans. It's a fair bit. It's a lot to do between the classes that I'm taking, which I'm taking a fair bit of classes. I plan on spending roughly 40 hours a week teaching myself how to code, on top of YouTube, on top of working at my family restaurant, top of all the other stuff I mentioned. I'm definitely going to be busy, and that's good because that's how I like it. So guys, if you like this YouTube video, if you want to see other content, if you like me, that's nice. But please be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. All that stuff really helps out the channel. And comment down below. What are you doing this winter? What are your plans? Did you make it to the end of this video? Yeah, so that's going to be it for this one, guys. Peace.